think so far? Just I don't know how much you're installing or just going through.
No, it's heavy. I mean, we feel pretty confident that we're well ahead of where we were in the spring. So it's been a really heavy install these first couple days, and we'll continue probably through 5 or 6 days in terms of just trying to put it all on them so we can get it all in, get it installed, and then get better at it throughout fall camp. So been a good first 2 days. Our second practice was a lot better than the first practice, and so just excited moving forward, to now have us all together and then get ready to roll.
Has anyone specifically maybe in the freshman class caught your eye that seems like they're ready to contribute even 2 days in?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good group, in terms of specific player, just don't want to start throwing out names yet and heaping praise on guys. And, that always scares me just because anytime you start doing that, sometimes there's an expectation level there that they may or may not be prepared to live up to. And so, but no, I will say this about that young class of kids, especially the offensive skill players, is how well they learned, how committed they were. You can tell how much they studied.
Right.
Just because, I mean, that it's a really sharp group of kids. How few errors we've had, just whether it be alignment or assignment. I mean, it's a really sharp group. It's a bunch of kids that love football, and so we're excited about it.
Have you ever done that where you work with the freshmen kind of by themselves for a couple practices?
I've done that at 2 or 3, worked for 6 or 7 different head coaches and probably 3 or 4 of them. We've kind of done that, given those freshmen kind of a chance to get some individualized teaching, slow things down, and really make sure that, they can kind of jump in with the older kids and they don't miss it.
Right. Coach, what's it like working with Coach Kelly? He's got, so much experience all over the country. Just what's it been like working with him?
Yeah, no different than Skywalker and Yoda. Okay, I mean, he's a guy that's been there and he's done that. He's coached a bunch of great players. He's coached a bunch of different offenses in a million different systems. He knows all the ways to do it. He's just a wealth of knowledge. And anytime you got a chance to surround yourself with a guy like Coach Kelly, you're going to catch some rub. It's going to rub off on you whether you like it or not. And I can tell you this, that he is as good a human being as there is. There's a lot of wisdom there, and I'm fortunate, really blessed to be around that guy every day.
Just how much have you seen the receivers buy in and develop just in the little time that they've had to be around him?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that Coach Kelly, he's the same guy every day. There's consistency. He's a great teacher. And I think that's one of the more underestimated things is you can put him with a group of kids and he'll find a way. He will find a way, find the best way that those kids learn. And I think for him, he's just such a great teacher and a great mentor. And I really think that we're still building. We're still making that group as good as we can possibly make it. But if there's a guy that's going to get it done, it's going to be him.
What are your thoughts on the quarterbacks through the first 2 days of practice?
2 days, wearing helmets and shorts. I think that there's market improvement in terms of how we're operating the line of scrimmage. Our feet are a lot cleaner, which is to be expected, learning something new. There's still a lot of room for improvement, just in terms of, execution, ball placement. Now it's not necessarily where to go. It's how good can we be when we get there and make that choice.
How much does it help going up against the DBs that those receivers have to go up against?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a great laboratory. When we're in the dojo and we're doing what we're doing, one-on-ones, just that level of competition, is going to really help prepare you, for the big ones, because we've got some really special folks. And if you can win versus those guys, you can win versus a lot of them.
Same thing with the line. There aren't many Brian Burns in the world that tackles have to try to block, especially somebody like Dickerson that hasn't been doing it a lot, so he's really thrown into the fire.
Yeah, Brian's going to be a really special player. And we've got, Coach Hagan's obviously a great football coach, great guy, gets a lot out of his kids, and he's also recruited really well. He is going to always have a group that's going to make us better.
And when you judge your O-line, it's 2 days in and they're facing some really good dudes. Is that
mentally much better through the first 2 days? Our first 2 days of fall camp, as expected, are a lot better than our first 2 days of spring football. We are, we're still developing some positions, and continually developing depth. I think the split practices you kind of alluded to earlier helps kind of bring those young guys along faster, get more reps than they typically would. I think we've just got to continue to build that mentality and continue just to master basics and fundamentals.